The police to be deployed in full force for Carnival. A rally by Grand Bay Primary appealing for Peaceful Mass 2015. And the professor is Stardom King of the Tent. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up.
You just got into a car accident. Now you have to make a stand. You don't have a cent. Don't worry. Be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all. And chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
Trust me, fellas. HIV is for real. Don't take chances. It's not worth it. Use a condom every time, fellas. The choice is yours. Don't take chances. I play it safe. I use a condom every time. You should as well.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Police Chief Daniel Carbon says officers will be deployed in full force to ensure that Carnival Monday and Tuesday are incident-free. The police chief says his department is working with Platinum Security to install cameras along the Carnival route to keep patrons safe on both days of the festivities.
We want to advise the general public that you come to Fete, yes, you come to jump. There will be no weapons. My officers will get the instructions to carry out their search, and they will be swift on any semblance of disturbance that is going to happen in these carnival bands. Enjoy yourselves, make fun, be merry, keep your wits about you, be very cautious with the amount of alcohol that you consume, because we know what alcohol can do. It disturbs your mind. Enjoy yourselves, yes, but work with us. Work with your police force to ensure that Carnival remains incident-free.
The police chief reassured those who would rather not have the cameras along the Carnival route that it's in their best interest.
I do not want people to give a negative spin to the CCTV that have been deployed around the Carnival route. After all, it is in your own best interest, and we're doing that in good faith, to ensure that both Carnival days are safe and secure.
Jump Up begins at 4 a.m. on Monday and 8 a.m. on Tuesday. It ends at 10 p.m. on both days. And the police at a news conference have warned the public to follow the rules to ensure that we have a peaceful carnival.
Inspector of Police for the Southern District, Richmond Valentine, highlighted the guidelines for Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Valentine appealed to truck drivers to observe the height limitations for the parade.
Most of the trucks carry a steel frame, and we are saying the height from the ground level to the last platform of that steel frame should be 14 feet. And we've had a meeting with the band members and the truck drivers, and that is acceptable. We've also asking the persons responsible for driving and the bands on the truck. No more than 7 persons should be on that last platform of the truck.
He is appealing to people who will be handling electric wires to wear rubber gloves for their safety. Valentine also requested that truck drivers ensure that their lighting systems are in place.
And that is in an effort to assist the police in providing the level of response that is required if there is something suspicious happening somewhere on the road. So, you've identified something suspicious, you stop your music, and you focus your light in that direction. This will aid response.
He says there will be police presence on the trucks. With regards to street vendors, Valentine says they must not erect stalls on the streets, which will obstruct the procession of the parade and vehicles in the case of an emergency. Valentine said traffic violations will not be tolerated. The carnival route remains the same as last year.
The carnival route starts at the intersection of Hillsborough Street, at the intersection of Kennedy Avenue and Independence Street, and you will start playing music from there. You move south along Independence Street, west along King George V Street, onto Hanover Street, then onto Kennedy Avenue, and then back onto Independence Street.
Safety guidelines were also given for persons wishing to wear sensei costumes.
So if you intend to wear or dress in sensei, ensure that you carry a number that we can see from a distance. Between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., you shouldn't have any mask. You can have your sensei, but between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., no mask. Between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., you can carry a mask.
Valentine says the law still applies that military wear of any kind is prohibited.
In other news now, new comedy professor has replaced Chris B on the throne as the new stardom king of the tent.
The former junior monarch, Sheldon Alfred, was crowned by the 2015 Carnival Queen Odessa Eli on Wednesday night at the Cicero Hotel. The professor went up against 18 other Calypsonians for the star position. Derek Logas Senville was the first runner-up with his son, Logas doing his own thing. Second runner-up was Gregory Caressa Riviere with Call Me Name. Chris B. Sylvester was bumped to third place in a tie with Jude J.D. Delaunay. The professor will be vying for the Calypso crown at the Calypso finals on Saturday, February 14. King Dice is currently the 7th-time winner of the Calypso crown.
Deputy Chairperson of the Road Parade Committee, Charlene White Christian, has given specific guidelines for participation of groups and bands in carnival parades.
Carnival Monday will be February 16 with Juve and the parade of t-shirt bands, followed by costume bands on Tuesday, February 17. Christian gave her expectations of the various bands on the different days.
From 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. this year, we will have the traditional music. So, lapo cabuits, steel pans, whatever it is. No electronic bands will be allowed to start playing before 6:30 a.m. Now, judging begins at 4 a.m. For the lapo cabuits, we expect you, when you begin to get first band on the road, you should have a following. So if you are ready to begin at 4 a.m. and you would like to receive the award for first band, first lapo cabuit band, there should be a few persons there with you when you strike your first drum. Not just one person coming onto the street and striking a drum at 4 a.m. just to get first band.
She is encouraging groups and gangs with 5 to 10 and 10 and more people to register at the DFC no later than 10 a.m. on Friday. Christian says this year there is a record number of schools participating in bands and floats.
So judging for them will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now the groups are expected to have 25 and more to be judged band of the year for the schools. They must have a king and queen, and the king and queen must be a student. They are also required to have a banner identifying their school and the name of their band. Their sections must also be clearly defined, and they should be very orderly. So all this is part of the judging criteria for the school bands.
She says she is impressed with the number of costume bands for the Carnival Tuesday parade.
Judging will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The same rules apply. They should have 50 persons and more in their band to be judged as Band of the Year with a king and queen, well, adults. And we are saying there could be young persons in the band, but we are looking for a good balance of adults and young persons.
Meanwhile, she is appealing to the public to remain on the sidewalk while the costume bands are parading.
We had a very serious incident on the bridge during the opening where someone went into the stilt walkers and the young lady fell and got very seriously injured. I think she got a broken leg or something like that.
The Discover Dominica Authority is partnering with stakeholders to ensure Dominica's readiness for the arrival of a Carnival Cruise Lines vessel this carnival.
MV Carnival Triumph will make its inaugural call to Dominica at the Roseau Cruise Ship berth on Ash Wednesday. Product Development Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, Kathy John Jules, says this is a critical time for Dominica.
One of the reasons why they're coming to Dominica is basically to observe, to evaluate, to see if we're really prepared, as we say, in terms of getting them back on island. And we're hoping that at the end of the day, at the end of this call, decisions will be made. We will have a deployment of a ship to Dominica for another to be on a ship's itinerary, one of Carnival Cruise Lines.
The cruise line had severed a 21-year-old relationship with Dominica in 2010. John Jules is urging stakeholders to play their part in preparing the city for the arrival of the cruise ship on Wednesday.
So we're just hoping that the stakeholders, the various stakeholders, the Roseau City Council, as I said, the Dominica Solid Waste Maintenance Corporation for the collection of garbage. We really would not like to have garbage all on the side of the sidewalks in Roseau on that day. So we're hoping that they will continue to do what they do and do it well. The police, the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, our vendors, our taxi drivers, our tour guides, everybody will just be on par and just do their work well, do what it is that they're supposed to do, continue to be ambassadors, and for us to get Carnival ship back on island.
She says they continue to sensitize various stakeholders to ensure Dominica tourism product is at its best.
The cruise tourism business is a family because we all have to play our part and we have to play it together and work as a team. So we are able to have this type of communication without even being in a meeting forum. But that is done, and we're just being optimistic that they will do what they have to do. The forestry division, they play another very critical role to ensure that our sites, our various sites, are prepared to welcome these visitors. And we are also in touch with them. The fire service department, sometimes Roseau, it gets a little dirty sometimes. So the flushing down helps, and they are also cooperating with us in that area.
You're watching Channel 5 News. More news after this.
Beauty Wise on Hanover Street in Roseau carries a wide assortment of wigs and weaves, including Brazilian or Malaysian hair and Indian Remy in various lengths and styles. An expression and 100% canicolon for all your braiding needs. Beauty Wise offers hair products from African Pride, Revlon, and hair clippers for men in quality brands like Wall and Andes. Come to Beauty Wise for your intimates, hosiery, personal hygiene, and salon products, and a wide array of accessories in gold and silver. Beauty Wise, a wise one-stop shop for beauty supplies.
When life moves fast, you need something to keep up with you. That's why you need the MyLime app. Remember the days of lining up to top up your phone? Well, not anymore. Now you can top up to start talking the night away. How about those pesky bills for postpaid? If you'd like to look at your entire bill, press download. Do you have that friend that always spams you for phone credit? Let's send them some credit. Need to post your selfies online? How about getting a data bolt on? Using the MyLime app takes less than 10 seconds. Now go forth and text, WhatsApp, and watch videos. My life, my way, MyLime.
Strong preparation. Strong concentration. Strong teamwork. Strong nerve. Strong performance. Strong oil. Volkswagen recommends Castrol Edge, our strongest oil. Castrol, it's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's go now to Granby, where primary school students rallied for a peaceful carnival on Thursday. Students and parents were encouraged to play their part in making sure Carnival in Granby remained free of violence.
We have people behaving in a way that is not in keeping with the laws of Dominica. They do things that are wrong, like breaking bottles, fighting, carrying weapons, cursing, using indecent language. You know, these are the kinds of things sometimes we see people fight on those days. Not very often. We've been seeing a little curb. It has been less nowadays. But that is what we want to encourage people to avoid those kinds of activities, to avoid fighting, to avoid cursing, to avoid use of drugs, alcohol. We have some people drinking alcohol and getting drunk and behaving in a way that is not correct. So what you, the students, are doing today is to tell all of us, the big, the young, everybody in Granby, that you as students want peace in Granby during the 2 days of Carnival Jump Up.
Mrs. Charles urged parents to consider the children and conduct themselves in an exemplary way. The chairman of the village council explained the origins of Carnival, saying it was a celebration of our freedom from slavery. He cautioned students to avoid violence, weapons, alcohol, and sexual activity.
When we bring violence into Carnival, we make ourselves slaves again. All right? When we bring disrespect to Carnival, we make ourselves slaves again.
For the past 3 years or more, we have had a very peaceful Carnival in Granby. To my recollection, for the past 2 years while I'm here, not even a bottle was broken on the street of Granby. This is an exemplary example. So we want to see that continue for this year and even better. So even when you see your little ones, like yourself, littering, tell them no, put it in your pockets or put it in a bin as you go along the route. So have a peaceful Carnival, enjoy yourself, and stay safe.
And it took the fishermen a while to make it to shore on Tuesday night with these two slippery eels, but they made it. A fisherman who goes by the name Meister, also known as Worm or Congo Man, and his partner caught these two slippery fellas in their fish pot, one weighing 75 and the other 94 pounds. Meister said it was risky business putting the fish pot on the boat heading back to shore, with all the thrashing going on from these two, who certainly did not like the ride one bit. Meister says while eel flesh is a delicacy for some people, it's not his bag nor his dish. He's turned off by the eel's snake-like features. He told me he's been fishing since he was 18 years old, and these are the largest eels he has ever caught. Coming up, the Windies and Scotland match and more. Sports is next.
We bowl off with some cricket news where the West Indies wicketkeeper Dinesh Ramdin fell short of a century, and Darren Sammy and Andre Russell scored quick cameos as the West Indies edged out Scotland by just 3 runs in their final warm-up match ahead of the World Cup. The West Indies batted first and scored 313 for 9 in their 50 overs, with Ramdin scoring 88, Lendl Simmons 55, Dwayne Smith 45 and Darren Bravo 43. Darren Sammy scored 36 from 17 balls and Andre Russell 24 from 14. 314 should have been a comfortable target to defend, but the Scots almost pulled up the thrilling victory and could only manage 310 for 9 in their 50 overs. Kyle Kotzer scored 96 and Kemar Roach took 2 for 59. Andre Russell 2 for 32 and Suman Ben 2 for 47. The West Indies winning by just 3 runs. Meantime, the West Indies fast bowler Kemar Roach says he feels good and is looking to have a solid World Cup for the West Indies. Roach has been ruled out or had been ruled out with an injury but he is hoping that he can be the difference the West Indies need to do well in the tournament.
I'm feeling fine, you know, obviously coming back from injury, you know, my ankle. I've done all the rehab I need to do to get back here, and right now the practice sessions are going well, and my body's feeling well as well, so I'm going to put my best foot forward and win some games for the West Indies. Yeah, it's a very good environment to be in right now. The dressing room and everyone is in good spirits, so it makes it even more comfortable for you. And you know, the cricket, you just have to get that part of it right, the mental part of it. The physical side of it, we are fine, but the mental part of it, we'll be good. So just get our minds right for this very tough tournament, and we'll definitely go out there and do well and win some games and hopefully bring home a cup.
And this is your second World Cup, and the last World Cup you were one of the West Indies' better players. You managed to get a hat-trick. So can we be expecting another hat-trick in this World Cup, or is it just a matter of, you know, getting wickets when they need it?
Oh, definitely a hat-trick would be nice this World Cup, but obviously just doing my part, playing my role. Obviously, as one of the fast bowlers in the team, you know, it's going to be hard for us in these conditions. You know, batsmen are coming very hard in these later stages, and no one is in these coming matches. And I think once you go out there, you know, put your best foot forward and say, do your skills as best as you can, and you should come out on top.
In more cricket, the Windward Islands will be gunning for more points and hoping to climb the points table as they face Jamaica as the regional 4-day tournament continues on Friday. The Windwards are coming off an impressive innings win over Trinidad and will be hoping for similar results as they battle Jamaica in St. Vincent. Jamaica themselves are coming off a heavy defeat to Guyana, where they lost by 105 runs. In other matches, Barbados will play host to Trinidad, while the last place Leeward Islands will battle the first place Guyana Jaguars in Antigua. In basketball, the Thunderers have booked themselves a spot in the final of the Roseau Valley Basketball League as they edged out the Ronald Charles Bullets in overtime to take their semi-final series 2-1. The final scores in Game 3, 91-83. For the Thunderers, Craig Angol had 24 points, Kerwin Gregoire 18 points, Ramal Carbon 17, Edmund Williams 15, and Yannick Regis 10. For the Bullets, Fitzgerald Daniel scored 23 points, Thomas Felix 22, and Javed Joseph 14. The Thunderers are expected to meet the Lily Valley Sharks in the finals after the carnival break. Meantime, the Ronald Charles Bullets have filed a protest challenging the results of the match. According to the league rules, the Bullets have 48 hours to submit a letter for the reason for protest. But Channel 5 Sports understands that the protest may be as a result of an extended grace period granted to the Thunderers as they were late for the third game.
The captain of the Ronald Charles Bullets, Fitzgerald Daniel, did in fact sign the score sheet for protest action. The rule, it indicates that after that decision has been taken by the captain within 48 hours, they need to contact or write to the basketball committee with basically why they're requesting a protest, and depends on the response after the committee has met and taken a decision. Then if it's favorable, there will possibly be a rematch. If the response is not favorable, then there will be no rematch.
Nicholas says that the Thunderers had alerted the committee of some transportation issues and advised that they would be late for the game. He says the team, who has been on time throughout the entire season, arrived only 3 minutes after the grace period.
They called at 7 p.m. letting me know that they were having some transportation issues. And there is something called discretion, which we use in terms of making tough decisions and blowing off games and so forth. Now, at 22, the hour of 8, where they were halfway within the grace period, they were in Baffert State on their way up to Trafalgar. Now imagine having come all the way from Grand Bay and you're in Baffert State 10 minutes away from Trafalgar heading up for a game, and that game is blown off on you. Just imagine what it could cause. Now, we gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they got there like 3 minutes after the 20-minute grace period had elapsed.
And on to football, where Nemesis United and Dasper Porters picked up wins as action continued in the DFA Division 1 Football League.
Nemesis United and Dasper Porters both recorded wins last night in the DFA Division 1 League. In the first match of a doubleheader at the Baffert State playing field, Dasper Porters edged out All Saints 1-0. Kenneth George scored for Porters, while in the second match of the night, Nemesis United defeated Jays Limited Grand 4 Young Boys 2-1. Romario Bergin scored both goals for Nemesis, with Neri Pascal getting the lone goal for Young Boys. The league continues tonight with Itas United taking on East Central at the Dubla playing field at 6 p.m. While in a doubleheader at the Bafeste playing field, Barford Ambassadors will take on Gawley Dream Team at 5 p.m. to be followed by Trafalgar Football Club versus ACS Tarish United at 7 p.m.
That's a wrap on sports. Join us next time. I'm Garfield Richards.
Your weather is next.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am Janelle Macpherson. Satellite imagery today showed multi-layered clouds over the Leeward Islands associated with a dissipating frontal boundary. Radar imagery indicated shower activity to the northern and southern portion of the island chain. Conditions for tonight are expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers. Similar conditions are expected tomorrow with temperatures peaking near 30 degrees Celsius on the coastline. Sea conditions tomorrow are expected to be moderate with waves peaking near 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution. For the next 3 days, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected. Throughout the Caribbean tomorrow, weak instability associated with a dissipating frontal boundary will spread partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers throughout the Caribbean. On the international cities forecast, partly cloudy skies in New York, clear skies expected in Miami and Beijing, rain expected in London, thunderstorm activity in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:31 a.m. and will set at 6:08 p.m. For up-to-date weather information, please call our weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The police to be deployed in full force for Carnival. A rally by Grand Bay Primary appealing for a peaceful mass 2015. And the professor is Stardom King of the 10th. Send your questions and comments to news@marpin2k4.com for instant access to the news. You can download the Turn Up 767 app. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching.